against Tropical Storm Isaias, it is still holding strong and putting up a good fight, even growing stronger. It will continue to be a powerful storm as it moves up the coast. Now, here are the latest watches and warnings, which now stretch into the Northeast. So we'll be watching this as we go into Tuesday and beyond. Still a very powerful storm, dropping some heavy rain. The top sustained winds right now have increased to 70 miles per hour. It is moving to the north-northwest at 9 miles per hour. And again, as I mentioned, it's going to be moving up along the coast. You can see that in the mid-Atlantic as we go into Tuesday, then going beyond that into New England as we work our way into Wednesday. It is going to be dropping some heavy rain and bringing some strong winds along the way. We could see some power outages. As you can see, we still have a long way to go, and this is a powerful storm. Hurricane hunters found some near hurricane force winds just off the east coast of Florida earlier today, and those strong winds will be moving north.
All right, guys, what's going on? Prepare Mentality. What's going on, PM Tribe? I just wanted to give you an update on this tropical storm. It's currently paralleling the Atlantic coast of Florida, just off the shore. It's going to bring in rain, wind gusts, wrapping into the coast, and then it's going to head towards the Carolinas like Monday into Tuesday. There's going to be a storm surge, flooding, strong wind gusts, and heavy rain are all possible. And then go into the Northeast as far as New England. So it looks like this tropical storm is going to be strongest around the Carolinas, right before Virginia. That's where it's going to reach its peak if it doesn't change up at this point. So the reason I'm giving this video is because a lot of people don't know what a hurricane is. And, you know, they hear the storms, they hear the categories, they hear, you know, of the warnings, the watch. So I just wanted to cover that. So what is a watch and what is a warning? For a hurricane, the National Weather Service will normally put out and issue a watch when a tropical storm or hurricane is possible within 48 hours. The National Weather Service will issue a warning when it expects a tropical storm or hurricane within 36 hours. So the difference between a watch and a warning is a watch, we're watching it, it might happen, it might not, it might change direction, but we're ready for it. A warning is it's coming our way, it's on our tail, it's in our backyard, let's hunker down and wait for it to happen. And a watch is within 48 hours. A warning is a storm's coming within 36 hours. So there's a time difference. And I wanted to get into my notes here about hurricanes. So as far as a category scale, we all know hurricanes go from 1 to 5. So a number 1 is some damage. That is 74 to 95 miles per hour winds. That's your normal rain, that's your normal winds, just like a regular storm on every other day. So category 2 is extensive damage, and those wind gusts are from 96 to 110 miles per hour. So it's a little bit more than your category 1. Your category 3 is devastating. Is where it gets really, really dangerous. It goes from 111 to 129 miles per hour, category 3. And then you get into your catastrophic scale, which is 130 to 156 miles per hour winds. That's number 4. Number 5 is still catastrophic, but a lot more miles per hour, which is 157 plus. So you can be taken away at that point. What else we got? We have preparing your home. I put out a post on Prepare Mentality's Instagram on preparing your home, what to do. I'll run it through right now on YouTube. So you want to board up your windows. close all storm shutters, secure the roof, your doors, your garage doors, anything that goes open in and out of your home. Bring in loose or lightweight objects from outside. That's your plants, pottery, um, your tables, your chairs, your lawn furniture. Uh, Anchor objects that are unsafe to bring inside. So if you have stuff that can't be brought inside, you want to make sure they're secure outside. Trim or remove damaged trees from around your home, because we all seen the videos, we all seen the pictures of trees damaging homes from hurricanes or storms. Uh, Purchase a portable generator if you can, if you don't already have one installed. I know a couple of people I know personally have a generator for their home. It may not uh, give electricity to everything in your house, but at least you'll have something for your refrigerator, um, or a microwave, or lighting. Um, Keep alternative power sources basically, uh, and document the condition of your home prior to the storm for insurance purposes. Photos, videos, anything you can document after the storm for your insurance. And note, not all homeowners insurance gives you hurricane protection. So check out with your personal insurance company and make sure that they support hurricane insurance if you are on uh, areas or in areas in your houses in a region where you have frequent storms and hurricanes. And then I want to get into the emergency supplies of what you guys should have on hand or get ready to have for a hurricane that you may need for you or your family. I know a lot of you guys have been asking me this question. So, food supplies, at least 3 days supply. I'll give it at least a week supply, because you really don't know what's going to be damaged. You don't know what's going to be open after the storm, what type of stores, gas stations, all that type of stuff. So at least a week of water and food, perishable food items, non-perishable food items for you and your family. Um, and that goes for pet food, infant supplies, uh, those things. Medical needs, anything medical that you need, get it while you can before the storm. Um, Make sure you check your expiration dates, because sometimes if uh, a store is closed and they have a pharmacy in there, they might not be open. The store might be damaged, so you want to make sure you have all your medical needs. Um, you also want a first aid kit on hand. This should already be in your emergency bag or in your go bag. Keep that on hand. Keep your emergency kit on hand with everything you need in there. Uh, Tools and safety items, flashlight, batteries, multi-purpose tool, fire extinguisher you can keep in the car, um, matches, plastic sheets and duct tape, a whistle just in case you need help. Um, what else is there? Make sure you have your cell phone charger. Make sure your cell phone is charged before the hurricane comes in. You can get a portable battery pack. Um, they sell those in Walmart or your local store. They should have them. Uh, and a lot of people don't realize that a map can come in handy, especially when you have uh, power outages or you have trees down or roads are blocked. You want to know what type of roads are in your area. And this is why it's important to assess your evacuation routes beforehand if you live in these storm prone regions. So you know where to evacuate, you know where to go, you know where there are safe locations. Um, you want critical paperwork, your driver's license, vehicle registration, medical records, um, medicine, prescriptions, birth certificates, social security cards, your marriage certificate, proof of residency, personal tax records, bank account records, um, household inventory for your critical paperwork. So anything that you deem important that can go into your personal paperwork for emergencies, put that in there. And of course, hygiene and sanitation is a big thing, especially during and after a hurricane. You want to make sure you have, hand sanitizer, soap, moist towelettes, uh, toilet paper, um, even your toothbrush or personal hygiene items can come into play. They might be hard to find in that location where you live after a hurricane. And anything that you deem um, priceless items that you want to keep, family pictures, things like that, uh, jewelry, um, you know, favorite toys for your kids, things like that, stuff, personal items that you might want to bring with you if you have to evacuate your home. Uh, so for communications, of course, you have the household information, which is in your emergency kit already. Uh, you want an out of town contact just in case you have to evacuate and just in case shelters are full. Uh, Contact a friend, a family member, someone, somewhere you can go. Um, School, childcare, caregiver, workplace emergency plans. If you have um, a child care facility and your child is there, you want to make sure you get your child, and or they're with a caregiver, make sure you get your child, make sure you get their information as well. You should already have this information, but just in case, get it again. Um, and other important phone numbers that you may need because phone numbers can change. People update their phone all the time. Um, so just make sure that those are in place wherever your kids are. And again, guys, just knowing your zone, knowing where your evacuation routes are, your state should already provide that. Where if you're on the coast, the evacuations out from the coast. Um, and you only need to evacuate to a higher non-evacuated zone. Um, so you don't need to go, to another zone that's being evacuated. You want to get out of all the evacuated zones. Some people they don't understand that. They think just because their friend lives in another town over doesn't mean that they're not being evacuated as well. Uh, what else do I have in my notes? Where are we at? Mm, bear with me, guys. I think okay. I'll go into these. Um, some things I want to get out the way as far as hurricanes are concerned. Getting prepared for hurricanes is expensive and time consuming. Um, well, yes and no. You have to be prepared. You have to understand what you're going to need. You have to understand your personal items that you may need for emergency. Um, and your home can already contain most of the things that you already need, so you don't have to go out and buy expensive items already. And having an adequate emergency supply for food and water is what secures the bag, right? This is why we teach here at Prepare Mentality to have all these things beforehand. So when hurricane does come into your area, you're ready. Um, and sign up for local alerts and warnings uh, that you can go on the app or go to your town and they might have an app um, or they might have where you go online and you sign up for their emergency phone contact and they'll give you an alert. They'll call you or they'll text you. And that's one way to make sure you're in communication and know what's going on. What's another myth? My homeowner's insurance should cover everything if I'm affected by a hurricane. Yeah, like I said before, make sure you check with your insurance, your homeowner's insurance, and make sure that they cover hurricanes and storms. Um, what's another one? Only first responders need to know what to do during an emergency. That is not true. Everyone needs to know what to do before and after a hurricane. Because first responders may not be able to reach you immediately. It may take some time. Everyone should know what to do in your family to keep safe, know the locations, know where to go. because sometimes it takes a while for recovery and response to happen, especially if you are in the hot zone and first responders need to come and get you out. So it may take some time. I suggest you guys look over Hurricane Katrina videos and information, what happened when they didn't evacuate or didn't have the means to evacuate. I'm prepared for a hurricane if I have an emergency kit packed. Yes and no. Again, you're prepared if you have it packed. Yes and no. So you have to do monthly inventory. I constantly say, and I let you guys know that you have to do a monthly inventory because for month to month things change. Uh, because well, hurricanes happen from what, June to November. That's the lifespan of most hurricanes. So November it might be chilly, so you might have to change your emergency kit for cold weather or chilly weather. Even in October it gets chilly, so make sure you guys are doing that, and make sure if you have food or water in your emergency kits to make sure that they are up to date, they're not spoiled. Um, that's why we prefer non-perishable foods in our emergency kits. It will be fine if I drive through a small amount of flood water. No, uh, please don't drive through flood waters. It's very dangerous, and rescue missions are dangerous going to get people out of a flood zone in their car, especially when that water rises. So if you see flooded area, flooded road, uh, try to go in another direction to get to where you need to go. Um, don't try to drive through it. Again, you can watch videos on people trying to drive through flooded roads. I can safely wait to evacuate until confirmation that a hurricane is in my location. Uh, those who wait could be trapped. Like I said before, if you don't leave ahead of time, you can be trapped there and do more damage to you and your family than if you were to evacuate and get out of Dodge. Um, just because of resources, resources are slim at this time as well, because of everything that's going on with the medical environment. So you don't want to be in an area where you're vulnerable and people have to come get you, and now you're a liability. Um, taping my windows will protect them from hurricane force winds. No, taping of windows can produce larger or deadlier shards of glass if you do that. Um, I've heard people talk about doing that. That's not what you should do. Um, there are hurricane shutter or impact resistant windows and are far more effective to protect you from window breakage. So that's that. So guys, I just want to give you a little bit of information on hurricanes. If you have any questions, please don't be afraid to DM me or DM Prepared Mentality on Instagram and or our YouTube page. I believe that is it, all my information, but I had to take out the notes for this because it's a lot of information to give you guys. But again, as long as you stay prepared, as long as you know what type of environment that you're in, again, if you're in the coastal zone, you kind of already know what to expect. You've had storms, you've had hurricanes come through before. You may need to help people who have just moved to your location to try to get them up to date on the conditions and things that happen in your area. And then you have the other people who just have lived there for years but don't care and didn't bother to look at the weather channel, which I don't know how they do that. But so for this tropical storm, it looks like it's starting off in Florida. It's coming up the coastline into Charleston, the Carolinas, and then it's going to come up to Virginia, New Jersey, New York area. So who knows if this will turn around to an actual hurricane, but right now it's just a tropical storm. So there's not a lot of panic or a lot of worry right now. But it doesn't mean you guys shouldn't be prepared for the next one. Make sure this can be a practice round. Get your family prepared, get them in the mental mindset, get them ready, get all your supplies, do your inventory, stay prepared for the next hurricane or the next natural disaster that may hit your region. This is Prepared Mentality, guys. I hope you guys are safe. Hope you guys are healthy. Stay blessed.